Namaste guys, welcome back to UT's Quickest Movie Reviews. This is Udai. As always, I'm back with some wonderful filmmakers and their work that we are going to review in our show. Before we start guys, let us thank all those subscribers who've been supporting us a lot. And if you are new to our channel and this is the first time you are watching our channel, now is the right time to hit that subscribe and the bell icon so that you can be a part of our show and help us reach more filmmakers so that they can showcase and we can encourage their work in our show. So now, let's get right into the show. So guys, today let's start our show with an emotional English quick movie with a screen time of 4 minutes 21 seconds. Hey Oliver, a short movie that is hosted on Congo Cast YouTube channel. The film basically, as far as I understand, is a documentation of these two friends who are spending their last day together, as one of them is going to a different place to pursue his higher studies. As this is a quick movie, I cannot share more details. Coming to the technical details, the film is written by Sarah Buck and directed by Michael D. Mayo. The film really had a great scope and a wonderful thought. However, the visuals chosen by the filmmakers to narrate the entire story and the emotional dialogues had no sync whatsoever. Frankly, they could have done a lot with the visuals. However, they only chose these two guys walking in the woods. And the most emotional dialogues were diluted because of the visuals, which were not in sync with the voiceover. I mean, imagine this is the last day with your best friend, and all you are doing is walking in woods with absolutely no emotion, and you are giving a voiceover which is very powerful. You are recalling your times, you are recalling your moments with this person. I really didn't understand why they chose a very plain, with zero expressions on the actor's face, and yet you are giving a very powerful voiceover which made no sense. In fact, that emotion that you had in your voiceover was literally disconnecting me from the visuals, which again resulted in a total failure of both audio and video. For some reason, I see there is no credit given to both camera and editing department. Frankly, camera was really good and the colors they chose were really decent. However, I see there was a vertical crop given to this movie, which again made no sense. What is a vertical crop? I have already explained it in my last episode. Now let us see, why do we use a vertical crop? Most of the times, the filmmakers use vertical crop to indicate that that particular visual is not running in present timeline. If you see a movie, there is one present timeline which is running and one in a black and white or a cropped version of the visual. That indicates that this particular thing is not happening in real time. It is happening somewhere in the past. You can see these kind of cuts in periodic movies where there are two different stories running. One is a periodic movie where you have this particular differentiation, where you use this particular differentiation to understand what is happening now and what is happening in the past. I really don't see that this particular movie needed that, and I'm still surprised why did they use it. To conclude, the quick movie looks more or less like a vlog rather than a movie itself. They did work very hard for this. We can see the hard work. wishing them to update their skills and sustain the same hard work. I'm sure they can make much better movies than this. With all that, wishing them all the best. Here at UD's Quickest Movie Reviews, we rate Hey Oliver a 1.5 star in our show. All the best.
Hey Oliver. Hey Oliver is a story where the narrative tells you how close his friend is, and he's been a bit sad since his friend is going to some other place for studying. So, what is going through his mind right now is the story. The story really fails the way it is being portrayed or visualized. Just because you have a narrative part going at one end and you see a complete contrast of the way it was being shot or visualized. I think the lack of pre-boarding or pre-production and storyboarding would have played a major role in this. Cinematography and other techniques doesn't have much scope in this, as it didn't visually look good as it should have been. Overall, I rate Hey Oliver 0.5 out of 5.
The next movie in our review list is, with a screen time of 2 minutes 37 seconds, hosted on Movie Barrel, an experimental quick movie, Cram. Cram is one of the best shot visualized movies that showcases our educational system. There is absolutely no storyline in the film. However, the visuals speak loud about the educational system and how exactly we look at education as a society. It is a satire given to society and their thought process about our educational system. Concept and direction is done by Mr. Sidharth Sreenivas. As I told, film is precisely to the point and really a very good take over the educational system and the thought process of the society. Coming to cinematography, both cinematography and coloring is done by Mr. Hari Vijay. Hari Vijay has given some wonderful slide shots, and I really love those colors he has used. And when it comes to editing is done by Ritvik Deepa. Ritvik Deepa did a very decent job. However, when it comes to transitions, dip to black is a very bad idea, as the length of your film is very short. Dip to black, constantly creating a visual disturbance. I think that may have misfired. Long story short, this film is a great attempt to deliver a wonderful message. I see the whole team is well skilled and they have a great thought process. I am hoping to see many more movies from this team and wishing them all the best. Here at UD's Quickest Movie Reviews, we rate the film a 3-star in our show. All the best.
Cram. Cram is a story which starts a teenage girl who starts suddenly to tear up the pages and starts to eat. Why she does so is the rest of the story. The story is good. The way it was shot was perfect because it gives you the current or the mindset of the student which is going through in this particular phase of that age of that particular girl, especially. Cinematography and the other techniques were okay. Overall, I rate Cram Up 2.5 out of 5.
Now that brings us to the last movie of the episode. Before we review it, if you are new to our channel, now is the right time to hit that subscribe and the bell icon and be a part of our show and help us reach more people. And if you already subscribed our channel, now is the right time to hit the share button and share it to all your contacts. Because somewhere there is a filmmaker who has a great film that we can review in our show. Now let's get right into the review. Now the last movie that we are going to review in our show is Through Her Eyes. With a screen time of 8 minutes 2 seconds, Through Her Eyes is a social awareness short movie posted on Team Django's Space YouTube channel. The movie basically starts at this hospital where a guy is waiting for his wife, who is a doctor working in the same hospital. And when she comes, as they travel back home, we start understanding that they have a girl child and husband is working in a different location and wife is busy with her job. They often leave this girl alone with her grandmother, who is old. On the other hand, we also learn that there is this 11 years old who got assaulted and is recovering in the hospital, whom the lady doctor is treating. The doctor and the mother of the child is really disturbed by the incident and is constantly expressing her concerns about her own daughter. Now what happens next is very interesting. It showcases how unsafe the world has become. And there is no other way other than doubting each and every person that we meet in our life. Now coming to the technicality of it. Written by Anu Chandra and directed by Arun Unnikrishnan, the thought of the film is really scary. So when I was reading the description of this film, I understood the filmmaker's prospect was to showcase assault on women. However, when I saw this film, I personally felt that they were showcasing a lot about child abuse rather than a woman. I think child abuse is the right word, so they sure made their point. Like any other film of this genre, they spoke about a problem. What is different in this film is the director or the filmmaker never gave it a climax. It is an open climax so that you can understand or imagine the worst things that could have happened there. And our open ending is beautiful because it not only talks about a problem, it will give you an option to figure out the solutions, which actually is the point of this film. Coming to the cinematography of the film, Mr. Ansur PM is the person behind the lens. He did give some wonderful shots. I really love those drone shots, and the sharpness of each and every frame was remarkably cinematic. And Aditya Sanju Madhav really did give life to those visuals. His cuts were great, his transitions were smooth. However, I see when it comes to color, they could have made it a bit more vibrant so that the film looks much cinematic. I'm not saying it is not cinematic as of now, but I see there were some dull colors. You could have enhanced them. At the end, this is one of those rare movies that will showcase the most ugliest face of our society that we live in today. And appreciating the whole team, here at UD's Quickest Movie Reviews, we rate Through Her Eyes a 4-star in our show. All the best.
Through Her Eyes. Her Eyes is a story where a mother who is narrating the issues to her husband since he is working from other place, and she starts to see all the men in a different angle. Why she does so? Whether all the men are the same? What happened in her personal life? or what is going to happen in her personal life is the rest of the story. The story part is so sensitive, and I would say the director has done justice what it is required. Credits to the female lead, and especially to that little girl who really gave a wonderful expression, especially as the last part of the film, which makes you to see or think a lot of questions in your mind. Cinematography was decent, so does this editing and other technique. With this, I rate Through Her Eyes a 3.5 out of 5.
So guys, hope you enjoyed our episode today. All the links of the movies which we have reviewed just now are in our description. We want you to hit every link and watch each and every movie. And let us know what you think about these movies. What is your rating for the movies? You can write all your comments in our comment box, or you can even write to me on the Facebook link given below. We also have a Twitter handle where you can watch all our activities. If you are a filmmaker and you want us to review your film, it's very simple. You just have to inbox us your link, and if you have a poster along with your poster, just write to us that we can review your film. Inbox us, because that will be our approval from you to go ahead and review your films in our show. And as always, thanks to Mr. Venkatesh for being our special episode reviewer. So with that guys, we are going to end our show. Till we meet next time with some wonderful filmmakers and their work that we are going to review in our show. This is me, Udai. Namaste.